Hello, welcome to WayPoint Survival. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a mini charcoal grill. Stay tuned. To make this project, you just need some simple things. First of all, a can of chicken breast. This is the 12.5 ounce or 354 gram. And of course you want to eat the contents out of this. You will need one of these. This is a grill for a computer, a fan cover. Find them on the back of the old desktop towers and things like that. But you can also buy these off Amazon for about $3 or $4, and I'll put a link to one down below. It is the 120 millimeter size, in case you're curious. We also need a pair of metal cutters, and we're going to need a Sharpie so that we can mark our points. Now, another thing that you'll want to use on this when you open the can is you want to try to use the safety type can opener, which doesn't leave a sharp lip, and it takes and presses around the outside edge. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and clean out the contents, take off the label, and I'll get back with you. So now that we have our tin emptied out, cleaned up, and the label off of it, and for those of you who don't know, if you have problems with getting adhesive off something, WD-40 is a great adhesive remover. You have to scrub out a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 times, but it'll take the adhesive right off. And then of course you just wash off the residue. What we're going to do is we're going to take our grill, and this is from one that I have previously made. So I've already bent the ears down, as you can see. Just bent them down at a 90-degree angle. And these holes are where the screws go in. It would fasten to the back of the computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it over top, like this. So it fits perfectly over this can. We're going to take the Sharpie. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark right where each one of these goes. Look at just a little black mark. This is very important that you get this square. If you don't get these just right, you'll have a hard time fitting it on. And I know that from experience. Alright, now that we have our top marks marked around, 4 of them, now we're going to put some marks in the bottom. And this is for airflow. So we just start and just a little ways up from the bottom, about like that. And you just want to go around, every couple of inches. It doesn't have to be precise. Just try to make it look nice. Okay, there you go. Now we have it marked all the way around. The next thing we're going to do, before we cut the top, we're just going to take a nail and we're going to punch these holes all the way around the bottom. And for that, I'm just going to use just a simple stick baton. And this is very easy to puncture, so you won't find this very hard to do. Just like that. If it dents a little bit, it's not a big deal. You can push it back out from the inside. Alright, I'm going to do that all the way around, and I'll get back with you. So we've got all of our holes punched in. And after I did it, I actually kind of like the dimple look, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. And there you can see the inside of the can. Alright, the next thing is going to take our cutters here, and these are made for cutting wire or metal, and we're just going to do just a little snip on each one of these. And remember, it only has to be wide enough for our little wire to fit down in there, and we don't want it very deep. Basically just past the rim. So just a little simple cut, and again you want to be careful. Don't cut too deep. Alright, there we go, that's good. Twist that out, and I'll get back to you when I finish with the other ones. Okay, so we got all of them cut, and I went a little deep on one of them, but that's okay. We can always make another one. Now we do a test fit and make sure that the grill is going to fit down in there, and it does quite well. Now, this will work like it is, but if you get a smaller grill, and this one is the 90 millimeter, and you bend it down the same basic way so that it fits down inside the bottom, you'll have a platform for your charcoal to set on. You can see how that looks inside, and then of course this just sits on top. Now the neat part about this is we just use 3 pieces of Matchlight charcoal. So make sure it's the Matchlight brand. So What we're going to do is, we could just put it like it is, whole, inside. But what I found is that if you don't break this up a little bit, then it doesn't get as good of a burn. It takes too long to heat up and cook. So what we're going to do is we'll set our little stove aside. I'm just going to take a plastic shopping bag. And we're going to put these 3 pieces in here. And then just using our baton, we're just going to smash them a little bit. Again, we don't want to pulverize them. Okay, we're not looking for a bunch of little pieces. We're just looking for, you can feel to see what size the chunks are in. And if you think one's a little big, whack it again. And we got one large piece there. Alright, that feels pretty good. Now, we open it up and look inside. And what we have is we have a bunch of smaller chunks. And so what we're going to do is we'll take our top off here and then just place them down inside. I always go for the larger stuff. I don't worry too much about the little bits that are left inside. They'll fall through the grill anyway. Alright, so just get the bigger stuff and make sure and check in there. Make sure you get everything that you want for the burn. Alright, there we go. We don't have much left over, just a little bit of powder. Now you can see what we have. Now we have our charcoal in the grill. Next thing is light it and cook something. Alright, so you could of course light this with a lighter or whatever you wish, but I have some matches here, so we'll just use that. And again, because it's match light, you just light it like you would any other grill. Alright, there we go. I got this neat little match case from a buddy of mine, and he'll probably recognize it. It's pretty unique. It's made by Silva, and it's got this rubber cap on it, and it has a decent little compass for direction. So I like it. It's waterproof and metal. Works pretty well. Alright, now comes the tricky part. Once this gets going like that, you want to put this on here, and of course that's why it's critical that your holes fit just right, so that you don't have to get finicky with it while it's so hot. Alright, so we're going to let that warm up for a while, and once it gets up to temperature and the flame dies down a little bit, we're going to cook us a hamburger. So what makes this stove such a great idea is that, number one, you get that just incredible charcoal flavor. The best hamburgers that I've ever eaten, I think, I've made on this little grill, or one just like it. And it cooks slow. It has just that excellent charcoal flavor. Now I know you could use sticks, and I've got a video on how to make a wood stove out of a can, and I can put a link to it right up here. And that's a neat video, and I've got a lot of views on it. People have enjoyed that. A lot of people have made it. But this is kind of a neat project because you can carry the charcoal with you, and you know, it's a solid fuel. It's not as lightweight or as efficient as, say, a gas stove would be, or just picking up sticks in the woods, but it's a really neat concept. And if you just want to pack a few pieces of charcoal with you and take this stove, it'd be a great little stove for an afternoon, or even for an extended trip. The other thing about it is this: if you're going to do hamburger or something like that, you'd want to freeze it ahead of time, put it in plastic, and then wrap it up in some paper. That'll last, usually, if you do that, most of the day. And of course, in much colder weather, it'll last for a day or two, or even more. So, all right, let's get to cooking. Now that it's putting out a significant amount of heat, and if you use charcoal, you know, you want to wait till the flame burns down and it's turned kind of a ashy gray, and you can feel the heat coming off of it. We're going to take our hamburger here, and this hamburger is just plain hamburger with some garlic salt and also some onion flakes. And you can hear the sizzle. Whenever I'm cooking like this, I always like to bring along with me in the outdoors a paper towel, because when you're handling this stuff, you always want to keep your hands clean. And then of course you've seen this before on my other videos, but this is just an MSR folding spatula. That works really great for flipping these burgers. And then it's also a good idea if you have your leather gloves, because when you go to flip this burger, you're going to want to put it on your hand, and I'm right-handed, so I will hold it like this and use it to flip the burger. Alright, we're going to let that cook for a while and get back with you. And our grill is doing real well, but it's time to flip this burger here. As you can see, it's already getting nicely done on the one side. Alright, it's doing real good. Flip that back over. A little more on the other side. It's just about done. And of course you can do this however you like it, but I like mine about medium. Alright, it's looking done. Boy, that looks delicious. Alright, let's scoot this over here and put the burger on our little plate here. Let it cool down just a little bit and we'll see what it tastes like. Alright, got our burger here and got our fork that we made. The video. Try it out. Alright, well that was delicious, and the dishes are easy to do, and of course we can just throw this in a fire. We're done eating. There's water here. Well, that about does it, and I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of how to make your very own mini charcoal grill. This is James Bender for WayPoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure and check out the links in the description box below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'd appreciate that. On top of that, make sure and press the notification bell so that you can stay notified of all of our future videos, and we'll talk to you next time.